On your mark.
So it's Tuesday evening. I'm just doing a little shakeout. So tomorrow after work I'm going to be driving to Oxford, about an hour and a half drive, to do an 800, and then probably about 30 to 60 minutes or maybe less than that after I'm doing a 200 as well. I've entered that because I thought it'd be good training and it'd be good just to see if my speed's still there. So being the first race of the season, I don't really have a target, but I would like to run at least under 2:13, which was my season best last year. I know it might sound a bit ambitious trying to run a season best on my first race of the season, but that's kind of what I did last year anyway. And I'm definitely a lot quicker than I was last year. I did a 200 meter session on Thursday last week, and it was 2 sets of 4 200s, and I was running 29:30 for each one, and I wasn't pushing too hard. I wasn't flat out sprinting. So I feel like I've got reasonable speed. So I'm going to try and aim for about 2:11, 2:12 is my target pace. Go through in 63, 64, that's my goal, and hold on and see what happens. So nothing else to say really, except that I will see you tomorrow. I think it's dead. Nope, it's not dead. I hardly ever see these things. That's called a slow worm. Technically, it's not actually a snake, it's actually a lizard. It's a legless lizard. There it goes. So it's been a day since my race and just doing a recovery run now. You saw the results and I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. A season best and a vet 35 PB in the 800 is a good way to start the season. So I'm pleased with that. The first lap was slightly slower than what I was hoping for by about half a second to a second. I ran my target time. I can't really complain about that. The only thing that went slightly wrong in the race itself was I got a little bit boxed in. You can't really see it very clearly, but about 150 meters into the race, I kind of got stuck between a few of the lads and they were actually going a little bit slower than I wanted to go. I know they were a few seconds ahead of me in the end, but I think I wanted to go through the first lap a little bit quicker just to kind of test myself out and things. Yeah, so I'm getting stung. I'm gonna have to come back a different way, I think. I've just been stung and now I'm covered in this white pollen stuff. Great, not exactly what I want on a recovery run. Anyway, as I was saying, so pretty happy with the result. The first lap was a little bit slower than I wanted because I got boxed in. But then when I got to the bell, I felt a bit flat and I didn't really have that sort of strength or energy. I'm not really sure what it was. I just didn't feel very strong and I was kind of just trying to cling on to the back of the group. I felt quite dizzy after the 800 and I had about a 30-minute rest before my 200, which was interesting. And even by the time the 200 started, I was still feeling a bit dizzy and quite tired from the 8. Just look at this. This is why I love running around here, especially in the spring. It's just gorgeous. Let's run through this quickly. Look at that, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful spring evening. This field here, for the past couple of years, has been full of poppies. I can't see any growing up this year, but last year it was just plastered in poppies all around. I actually used it in one of my videos. I made a video called The Essence of Spring, and this field at the top end featured in it. It's just like a carpet of poppies, beautiful. So the 200 went quite well, to be honest, considering how I felt. Just before the start, my right hip flexor just in here was feeling really tight and sore. I was a bit worried about tearing the muscle, and I have actually done that before on my left side. So I thought, well, I'll just start a little bit slower and build it up and see if it hurts, I'll stop. But I went off not too hard, and I had a really bad start, to be honest. I just sort of stood there and the gun went, and then it took me like half a second to react. So I probably lost about quarter of a second to half a second from a bad start. And then I kind of started picking it up about 50 meters in and drove hard and kept it as hard as I could until the end. But I was tiring by the end, and I was really tightening up. I was like this, I was like really tight and stiff in my shoulders, which doesn't help. You need to relax in sprinting. But I won my heat, which was heat 2, the second fastest heat. My time was 27.15, and I ran another 200 a month ago, and I ran 27.11, so pretty close, to be honest. And with the other one, I had about 2-hour rest between, whereas yesterday I had like 30 minutes, so can't complain about that. My next race is in just over a week's time in Millfield on the 3rd of June. I'm doing another 800, and I just entered it today actually, because I wanted to wait to see what I ran last night. So I've put down 2:10 as a prediction, which I think is reasonable. I think I can probably knock a second or two off of yesterday's time. I've got just over a week and a bit to get ready. Any training I do now will make no difference, but resting, getting enough sleep, eating the right food, and then sort of sharpening up should help. So fingers crossed I can knock a few seconds off in a week and a bit. I'm also planning to do some pacing that day, so hopefully I'll be able to do that, because I like helping people run personal bests, and also it's good training, so no reason not to be honest. So that's my plan, and I will see you in the next race. Bye.